You ever feel like you don't have the skills you need to become a successful man who can make money whenever he wants and get girls whenever he wants? Well, today, we gon' fix that. What up, homie? My name's Dave, and I put out new videos every Tuesday and every Friday to help you get the girls you want, become the man you're meant to be, and crush it during the quarantine. Anyway, man, I'm all moved into the new apartment. I'm actually gonna give you guys a tour in the next video, but we're still gonna set things up a little bit more. But we do have this very nice bookshelf up behind me. We're still gonna build on that a little bit too, so stay tuned. But listen, you're probably sitting home right now with not that much to do, so you might as well take this time to build the skills you need that are gonna make you successful. I'm gonna show you what those skills are and how you can start learning each one. And bro, they're gonna help you get more girls, make more money, and prepare you for whatever's gonna happen over these next few months. Let's get into it.
I've been flipping pages since I could remember. That told me I had to be within the lines of 2 degrees and 9 to 5, and I've been working after work since last September.
So I'm gonna start this off by giving you a good analogy by a guy I know, Taylor Pearson, in his book, The End of Jobs. So the analogy is about a turkey and Thanksgiving. So throughout most of the year, the turkey is treated well. He's fed, he's given everything he needs to survive and thrive, and everything seems good. So throughout the whole year, if the turkey looks back and uses the past to predict his future, he's gonna keep thinking that everything is gonna be fine and dandy and that everything is gonna go well. But of course, as we all know, in that third week in November, Thanksgiving comes around and that turkey is taken off guard in a big way. You know what happens next. Really just, next thing you know, that same turkey is on your Thanksgiving dinner plate and he never saw it coming. Now, a lot of people out there are in a similar situation to that turkey. They've had these safe, secure jobs for years and years and years, maybe even decades, and had they, used the past to forecast their future, they would probably think, hey, I've had this safe, secure job for 10 years, 5, 10 years, whatever. It's probably gonna continue for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I should be all good. But that's a flawed way to predict the future because it doesn't account for the unexpected things that could happen later down the road. And now, a worldwide pandemic is one of those things. People are losing their jobs every day and unemployment is going up by the millions every single week. Shit is crazy right now. And the worst part is people are not prepared because they never saw it coming. They didn't even think this was a possibility. Is that understandable? Yes. This is a hard situation to predict. But does that fix things? No. At the end of the day, tens of millions of people out there are relying on one boss or one job to pay their bills and get by. And if they're ever to lose that job or get laid off or something like this happens, then they're basically screwed, they're shit out of luck, and they don't really have any backup plan. The lesson here is don't be a fucking turkey. Stop relying on one boss or one job or one stream of income. Have a backup plan. And one of the best backup plans you can have is to have a side hustle, have an online business skill you can use to leverage during tough times and even during good times so you can always have another stream of income. And one of the best online business skills you can learn, and this is really the backbone of all online business, and if you can understand this, it's really gonna help you with any business that you create. It's copywriting. If you're not familiar with what copywriting is, basically it's selling through the written word. It's how I first got started with online business, and I'm talking about things like doing email marketing, writing sales pages, even writing books, basically anything you try to write that's going to sell something. This skill alone has helped me to write 2 best-selling books, has helped me to find multiple online business jobs that have paid me good money, and really funded my world travels for over 4 years. Not only does it help you to make more money, but it also makes you a better communicator, which is gonna help you with women. It's gonna help you to minimize the amount of words you need to say to make a point. Now, if you wanna develop this skill and start making money within the first 2 to 3 months that you're learning it, what I recommend is first checking out a couple of really good books. So some of my favorites are Influence as well as Cashvertising. I also recommend navigating some copywriters' blogs. Just search how to learn copywriting, subscribe to some of their newsletters, and see what they're saying, what they're teaching, and even see how they write their emails, because that is all going to teach you the skill of copywriting. Trust me, bro, this is going to be a great foundational step to building any type of side hustle or online business for you in the future.
Full-time artist on tour, keep it real, no secret. I wanted to get home to my own Mona Lisa. What's the point of seeing Caesar if you lose touch with Jesus? There I pledge my allegiance.
Now guys, I'm out here on the new balcony. I got the park behind me, all the trees, it's beautiful. That tour is coming soon. But for now, man, a lot of guys I talk to have spent, several years trying to get all the other parts of their life handled, like their finances, their career, their fitness, thinking that having all these handles is going to basically give them the girls that they want. But they're in for a rude surprise once they realize it doesn't really work like that. Like, they're still single, they're still struggling with girls, and they're still not able to figure out what's going on. What you gotta realize though is that dating is a skill, and either you choose to learn it, get better at it, and get the girls that you want, or you're likely gonna settle for a girl below your standards, and you're not even gonna have the right standards set in the first place. Like, bro, before I started learning all this stuff and getting good at it, my idea of a successful dating life was like having a date every few months and just having like an average girl be interested in me. Obviously now that is completely different. The good news is that you can start building the skill of dating right now while we're in this quarantine, so that by the time it's over, you've built up a bunch of momentum, you're getting out there, you're ready to crush it and go on a bunch of dates as soon as things are back to normal. As far as how to do that, there's really 3 different ways. First, like I've said before, hop on video chats with girls, like get on the online dating stuff, get these girls on video dates, and learn and reflect from those video dates. Second, work on that text game. Use some new openers, practice some rapport, try to drive the conversation forward and lead it to those video dates. And third, bro, is to join my free Facebook group, The Confident Casanovas. In this group, I post unique content and questions for you pretty much every day. You're gonna get support and camaraderie from other like-minded guys with similar goals as you. And you're gonna get the support and advice you need to really drive your dating life forward and build momentum right now in a time where most guys are just being lazy, just jerking it, and really doing nothing with their life. So if you're ready to step your shit up and build some massive momentum, just click the first link in the description to join the Facebook group right now, and I'll see you in there, bro. Get ready to be a confident Casanova.
Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, todos esos placeres que brinda la vida y que nos hace tan feliz. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor.
Alright, Yuki, how important is it for you to have a guy who's good at dancing?
Really important.
Why is it important?
I mean, you have a lot of fun when you see someone who knows how to dance.
Alright, and would you say, like, if a guy's trying to come up and talk to you at the bar, is it gonna be an advantage if he knows how to dance well?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
I mean, you can dance in the bar, in the club, with that person. What do you mean?
You can dance with that? Alright, let me ask you one more question. Do you think if a guy's good at dancing, that's gonna translate to him being good in bed too?
Yeah.
Like if a guy's a good dancer, you're like, ooh, he probably knows how to lay it down.
Yeah, definitely. I
That
think
goes-
that, yeah.
Guys, not enough of you guys out there know how to dance well. And it's something that you definitely should, because it's gonna help you get laid, it's gonna help you get more girls. And now that we're all just quarantined and locked down, you might as well use this time to learn how to dance. Like for me and Yuki, our second date was, we took salsa lessons together. So I was just, going around, spinning her around, doing a couple moves like this. She was, she had stars in her eyes, she couldn't believe it. Her jaw was dropping, she fell in love right at that moment. And, a lot of girls out there are gonna be the same. But you might be thinking, bro, like how do I learn how to dance from my own home? Well, that's the beauty of online courses. You can just take a course on Udemy. You can go watch some YouTube videos. Like one of my mentorship students is taking online hip hop classes. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have people judging you for it, and you just have some fun with it and try to learn. And then when you go back out there to the bar or the club after, the quarantines are all over, you can be out there dancing like a champ, looking like Dancing with the fucking Stars. They ain't gonna be able to stop you, bro. And you can be getting those girls easy too. So a lot of you guys don't know this, but when me and Yuki first met, she didn't speak English, so we would only communicate in Spanish. And had I not had at least some Spanish under my belt, like it would have been really hard to get to know her better and even to date her. She speaks English now, but she still says some words with, you know, really thick Mexican accent, or says a word weird, like instead of dehydrated, she says, what do you say?
Dehydrated?
I'm so dehydrated right now, can I get some water? But the point is, learning a language is so key, especially if you do want to travel to different places and talk to the girls there. Like when I first went to Colombia, they pretty much speak no English there. I spoke no Spanish. It was pretty difficult to communicate, and I was like, shit, I need to take some Spanish lessons really quick. And that's how I learned. Now for you, you know, while we're in this lockdown, you might as well take that time to learn a language so that it's gonna be easier for you when you do travel. And the top second language I recommend you learning is Spanish, because it's so prevalent in the US and there's just a lot of sexy Latina girls, right, Yuki?
That's right.
As for how to learn it, what I recommend doing is not to use one of those apps, because I tried that, shit didn't really work for me. What I recommend doing is using italki, where you can actually talk to another person on video, have them walk you through lessons, and have the one-on-one interaction you need to actually like take your Spanish to the next level and actually learn the language. And lucky for you guys, Yuki actually teaches Spanish on italki, and she has a bunch of like really good reviews. How are your students been doing?
They are doing great. Yeah, I'm so happy with them. They are really happy. Learning a bunch of Spanish.
So you've taken a lot of like beginners who spoke no Spanish at all, and they got to the point where they're conversational?
Yeah, definitely I have beginners, yeah.
How long did it take them?
I mean, it depends on the student, but usually 3-4 months.
3 to 4 months from going from not knowing the language to being basically conversational and being able to
Yeah.
have full sentences?
Yeah.
There you go, guys. We might be locked down for 3 to 4 months. You can come out of this spitting some Spanish and talking to some spicy senoritas. If you want to take a class with Yuki and have her teach you that Spanish and make it happen, y'all can do it. I ain't gonna be mad. Just click the second link in the description. You can create your italki account, book a call with Yuki, and crack some jokes about me if you want to too.
Guys, go book your call. I talk to you soon. It was
Not
very
yet.
professional, no?
Dude, have some.
This won't become my Truman Show. I won't be ruined. I'm moving like a human though. And it ain't perfect, but it's better than a cubicle. I mean, it's working, yeah. Following your dreams is hard.
Bro, if there's one thing this pandemic has exposed, it's that a lot of people out here in the world are not financially literate. Like, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They have no emergency fund. They've spent a lot of their money on shit that they don't really need. And then when the time comes when their paycheck is cut out, they have to go on unemployment. Like, they have to find other resources because they don't have any themselves. Like, I talked to a guy the other day who had like $45,000 saved up, put a down payment of $40,000 on a house, and only had $5,000 left over. It's like, bro, if you're putting 90% of your net worth onto a down payment for a house, like, you're significantly constraining yourself for what you can do with that other money. And let me tell you, man, like, I'd much rather spend part of that $40,000 like investing in myself, because I'm gonna get way more ROI on that than I ever will for just investing in a house. I also see guys making down payments on cars and just having to like pay their bill. Like it's a bunch of people who are living above their means or just at their means versus trying to live below their means. And this is a lesson that I've learned, 4 or 5 years ago when I decided to start living in Southeast Asia, start living in Latin America, these different places where I could make the US dollar, but live in a place where the US dollar is a lot more powerful, so my expenses are significantly lower than what I can afford to spend. This has allowed me to save tons of money throughout the years, so that I have a huge emergency fund if anything were to happen, like a global pandemic. What I'm trying to say here is you gotta be smart with your money, and most people are the opposite of that. And it's understandable because financial literacy isn't something that's ever really taught in schools. It's something that people just expect you to know and expect you to learn going about your life. And again, most people don't. So if you want to start becoming more financially literate, I'll give you a few good resources that you can use. Number one is read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Great book in terms of investing, finances, that type of stuff, as well as The Richest Man in Babylon. That's a great book on saving. What else I would recommend for you is to check out Graham Stevens' channel on YouTube, and he just really dives deep on different financial aspects that are really going to help you to invest, save, and not spend your money in a dumb way. I also created a playlist that's going to help you build your financial literacy and be a lot smarter with your money. If you want to check that out, check out this playlist right here. Let's keep it going. I'll see you there, homie.